Hello, everyone. Welcome to A Taboo Life, where everyone has a story to tell. I'm your host, Drew Franks, or you can just call me Frank for short. And again, the concept for this podcast is that everyone has a story to tell, and so many stories to be heard. So, your silent neighbor across the street who you barely say hi to, that older woman at the checkout line who has a Grateful Dead tattoo and looks like she might have been a stripper in the past, and that cute coworker who you're still afraid to ask out, but you're not sure if she's single or not, and you can't find her name on Facebook, and even that creepy guy at the gym who somehow showed up at the same McDonald's you went to. All these people got stories to tell, and that last guy who's been following you, maybe you should get a restraining order. But everyone else has their story that should be heard. So today's guest is Mr. Andres Ortiz. He's a good friend of mine. Army veteran, and he is my one of martial arts coaches I use at the martial arts gym I go to, which is Coach Smiley's gym in Orange Park, Florida. So this podcast was a really interesting and fun one. We got drunk and we got stoned, and we talked about really how marijuana actually helped me as a former cop and him as a former soldier. So I'd like to thank you guys for listening, and here's this fun drunken stone podcast. Do this. We are Hi guys.
Did we start recording already?
Yeah, we're still recording this. Yeah, let's go with it.
Yeah. Hi guys. I'm Andres Ortiz, aka Big Baby Jesus, aka Mrs. Studio Girl.
Wait a minute, why is it Big Baby Jesus?
I don't know. Oh, my middle name is Jesus.
It's like, wait, what's a Big Baby Jesus?
My middle name is Jesus. It's so weird too, because I pronounce it Jesus, but then, if I went to an American, they would be like, hey, it's Jesus. And it's so weird people calling me Jesus.
It's Jesus Christ.
Yeah. I feel so weird. It feels weird. People call me Jesus. So, Jesus.
Here's Big Baby Jesus.
Yeah. Big Baby Jesus. I stole that from, I think it was Old Dirty Bastard. That was one of his nicknames, was Big Baby Jesus. At a point there, I think before did he die?
Yeah, he died.
Yeah, I think before he died, he was Big Baby Jesus for a second there. That was his,
He did the same like Snoop Dogg and P. Diddy.
Yeah.
Like changing the variations.
I think he's just Diddy now.
This is Diddy. I think they just talked about was it Suge Knight admitted who actually killed Tupac and P. Diddy. The whole conspiracy was that P. Diddy helped what's his face? Helped Suge Knight kill Tupac.
Really?
No. Okay, then I got the wrong conspiracy.
Conspiracy.
That P. Diddy helped killed what's his face? Oh, I can see.
Biggie?
Yeah.
Oh my God, he shot his homie.
Yeah, and then I got confused.
I don't know.
Okay, no, yeah, Suge Knight admitted to. Oh, no, never mind. Now I'm confused because Suge Knight admitted to like the courts or something.
Yeah.
Well, about the kills of Tupac or Biggie, and I forgot which one he admitted to.
I for sure wouldn't trust Suge Knight in anything he says. You got a questionable character. You're Suge Knight. You hung Vanilla Ice off the fucking balcony. You know what I mean?
Give me the rights.
Yeah. Vanilla Ice Gate or whatever.
He's actually pretty successful now.
Who, Vanilla Ice?
Yeah, he owns his
What's
real estate company.
He does. I think he does like home customization or some bullshit
he
like
flips
that.
houses and shit.
Yeah.
They said he was actually really successful.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
That's pretty good. It's better than fucking what's this dude from Different Strokes or whatever? What's his name? Gary.
Man, that sucked the way he died.
Is he dead?
And he's dead too.
Oh, you know who died? The Linkin Park guy. You know what gets me about that?
What?
Is that people are like, oh no, this guy's dead. But like, you really didn't know his name.
I didn't know his name.
Yeah. He's the lead singer, sure. He's the lead singer of Linkin Park. Well, what's his name? I don't know.
Like, I have 2 or 3 songs on my iPod.
Yeah.
I wasn't like, oh my god.
Right. They really made a big deal of it, you know? He got like a Harambe moment. You know what I'm saying?
Guns out for him. He takes out for him.
Nobody knew who he was till he hung himself. Like, I didn't know his name. It's like, oh, that's his name. Huh. Dead.
What celebrity died this year? Like,
There's been a lot of dead celebrities this year.
this one I actually felt bad about. Oh. No, last year I felt bad about Leonard Nimoy dying.
Oh.
I was like, man, that's Spock died.
Yeah, dude. Yeah. Couldn't beat it. I guess what is he? What is Spock?
Vulcan.
Yeah, that Vulcan blood. couldn't save him, did it?
I don't know, I've been there 200 years.
Oh, wait, was he that old? In Star Trek time?
Star Trek, I forgot, like, they live.
Are you a Trekkie?
Yeah, when I grew up.
No shit.
Yeah, like, my parents, I remember watching, first Star Wars as a kid, like, the movies used to play in New York, on, like, CBS or something, during, Thanksgiving and Christmas. So we got to the movies because of that. But
Khan! Yeah. That's the only line I know from any movie of Star Trek.
I got to the movies so bad. But then I got to Star Trek: The Next Generation. I had like the toy Enterprise.
Wow. I never got into Star Trek. I never got into it.
Why?
There was too much. I think there was too much. I liked The Next Generation. I like that one. That had Worf in it, right? And Data. Am I saying that?
Yeah. Lieutenant Commander Worf.
Yeah, Worf. Fucking Klingon, so violent. But I'm a Star Wars fan. Like, you know, I'm not gonna say that I'm like, I don't know what the equivalent of a Trekkie is to Star Wars.
I don't think they came out with a name of that.
Right.
There's the Trekkies and there's the. I want to say Harry Potters or the Potters.
The Potteries. The Potteries. Whatever you are. And then you have like the Lord of the Rings people. The Middle Earthers. The one. I think that's a thing.
Tolkien.
Yeah. I got a friend Cindy who's got a tattoo on her back.
Yeah.
Of Middle Earth. No shit. And I fuck with her. You know, she's uber lib, right? Mm-hmm. So she, you know, I always fuck her. I always tell her the Earth is flat, and she gets pissed off. I do. But then, and then, you know, I'm like, Cindy, riddle me this: if the Earth is flat, then where the fuck are you gonna fit Middle Earth?
What the fuck? So believes in the flat Earth?
No. I do know some flat earthers, though. I legitimately know some flat earthers. What the
fuck?
Yeah, it's a thing.
I know it's like I've been thinking about this past year, and actually one girl on Facebook, I deleted her because of that.
Word, she was that much of a flat earther?
I saw that. Like, I guess she was joking at first. Said, yeah, don't believe the round worlders. I'm like, what the fuck? Then she kept putting posts up, and I'm like, nah, I gotta delete you.
Yeah. By the way, it's Mexican Mule.
Moscow.
The Moscow Mule. He texted me. Just so you guys know. Now, I don't know if I just like can't read, but I swear he texted me Mexican Mule, which was a little weird when he said he was coming over with Mexican Mule. I thought I was gonna. I think I just read it wrong.
No, yeah, you read it wrong.
Did I? Did it say Moscow Mule? Damn it. Yeah, it turns out it's Moscow Mule. I thought we were gonna get down tonight. He was gonna bring over a Mexican.
Moscow Mule. Yeah, I wrote it.
Yeah, a Mexican donkey.
Mexican donkey.
Yeah, he's coming over to a donkey show. I mean, that's the way to lay out the table for a podcast. I'm gonna set it all up, guys. Got a Mexican mule coming.
You're not gonna see it, but we'll describe it.
Yeah. It's got a big dick.
This one does it.
Yeah. It's like Clerks 2. Have you ever seen Clerks 2?
Oh no. Actually, I saw parts of that, but I never got to the end of the movie.
Yeah. Oh well, you missed the donkey show.
The donkey show.
Yeah. Was it Kelly? I think Kelly was the person's name. I don't know. I'm a real big movie person.
Yeah, me too.
I love movies, man. Like I get like references that nobody else gets, or I put references out there that nobody else gets, and it sucks. It sucks. You know, like us movie people are like pop trivia people.
Yeah.
You hear some line, and you're like, "Hey, I know that movie," and nobody else gets it.
Well, today, like, I had to go downtown to register,
Macaque.
register my business, register my, this is, what do you call it?
Macaque business.
Register my business with, the tax office. Then I was in line thinking,
Are we putting tax office in quotation marks?
no, that's the tax office. Man, that stuff is strong. I also had lost what I was trying to tell you.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, okay, I came back. I remember, but it took me a while to come back.
Yeah, short-term memory.
I was
Marijuana short-term memory.
I was stalling. but no, like, I was in line, I was thinking, if I say my name was Kaiser Soza, will everybody know what I mean?
Kaiser Soza?
Yeah. From The Usual Suspects.
Oh, that's right. I love that movie, man. Usual Suspects is a badass movie. I got it on DVD.
It's freaking awesome.
Yeah, I still got DVD, by the way, folks. You know what's cool? Like, I don't want to say cool. You know what's alarming is my daughter is 8 years old, and I had a disposable camera, like one of those shitty little $5 cameras you get at Walgreens or whatever. And I give it to her, and she looks at it, and she's like, how come I can't see my face when I take a selfie? And I'm like, oh, that's because it's not a digital camera. Like, I'm old, you know? I'm like, oh.
She's like,
yeah, she looks at it, she's like, where's the screen? And I'm like, oh. It's like a shitty Fuji film. Yeah.
She's swiping.
She's like, so wait a minute. She's like, wait a minute, so I gotta crank this? And then I gotta hold down this flash button and then take a picture? And I'm like, yeah. She's like, that's dumb. And I'm like, yeah, it's old. It's old. I think we're old already. You don't have kids.
No.
Yeah, you hate kids, don't you? You got a Rick shirt on. You fucking hate kids. Rick hates kids.
I love Rick. I love Rick.
I like that show, man. Rick and Morty, I like that show.
Like, did you watch the season 3 episode that they aired on, like...
I'm not a fan of it. Like, I've seen it. You know what I mean? I've seen it. And it's like that, you know... It's that obscure cartoon that... I love it. I like it. I just haven't been able to sit down and actually...
Watch all the
get into... Does he always have the burps? Is that his thing?
He's basically... Like, I didn't try to make him as a, alcoholic.
Is that what he's supposed to be? Like a wino?
He's a really big alcoholic.
Yeah. It looks like Doc from Back to the Future.
Yeah, that's what he looks like. He looks like Doc and Marty McFly.
Yeah.
Well, there's like this one line in the show, like, it made me laugh, like, he talked... Ooh, man. Like, he tells Morty, because Morty's, like, talking to his father about the, having, like, a crush on a girl, and Rick walks in and is like, he says, Morty, love is just a bad chemical reaction that's similar to a drug.
It is.
It hits you hard, then it slowly fades.
Yeah, it is.
Your mom's gonna leave. Your mom and dad's gonna leave. I got divorced.
Yeah.
Just save yourself. Go focus on science.
I got a buddy, and I'm not going to say his name, but I got a buddy who was telling me about his relationship, and he was like, you know, when I first met my wife, we were together 4 years as boyfriend and girlfriend. We fucked like jackrabbits every day until the day we got married. And then for 3 years, it just went downhill.
Are you divorced?
Yeah. Dark story. Sorry, folks.
Nah,
Dark story.
this is a real story. This is what we want.
Yeah.
But like, I was telling Andre earlier. Andres, I tried to start my own like little wedding event planning business, and it failed spectacularly. And I learned a lot, and I just learned like one of the main lessons, like, I don't want to get married. Like, I don't want to get involved in the legal process of it. For one, I don't mean like I don't want to be together with someone, like do something like how Goldie Hawn and Kurt Russell. Yeah, they've basically been married but never got married.
Goldie Hawn's a down bitch.
Yeah,
Yeah.
But like that's the way I kind of want to do it because like one, if it doesn't work out, we can still work it out like the breakup of it.
Right.
If
right.
you get married, it doesn't work out, then you fucked. Especially if the guy.
Divorce is a big scam.
Yeah.
It is.
That's why I don't want to get married.
I mean, I'm not a doctor or anything, but divorce is a big scam. Yeah. So what did I see? I think I saw like some shitty Penn and Teller thing on divorce and how it's all just dicked up.
It is. I listened to this other podcast called Freakonomics, and I think it did an episode about marriage and divorce, and how much the money the divorce industry makes in the wedding industry.
Wow, that's
and they go basically hand in hand.
Oh, it's just think about it. They're circle of life, right?
Circle of life.
Fuck, they're all feeding each other. Oh my god, that's scary. That's a scary prospect. And it's crazy, you know, because you got some laws that fucking shit on men.
Yeah,
they do, you know, and certain laws here in Florida are just a little crazy as far as.
I understand child support. Like, okay, child support, that's fine. To a certain degree, like, you're not fucking robbing a guy. Like, he needs to make money, too, to support himself.
Yeah.
But I agree with child support, but not alimony, and, the divorce is just nasty, then, like, you get basically, if you built a company by yourself before she showed up, then she gets half that company, even though she didn't help making it.
Yeah, it's definitely a downside to divorce is giving up all your shit. Giving up all your shit. But when you give up all your shit, when you get married, you know, you gotta share it. Then when you get divorced, you really give up your shit because they're just taking it, you know. You know, hopefully people end on better terms than, you know, I don't know the way divorce works as far as that goes, but I would just say just be nice and hopefully your ex-wife or ex-husband's a little lenient on you.
Oof. Well, like I came from parents of family divorced parents. Most of the people in my family get divorced. And actually, I was glad because 2 years ago almost 2 years ago, this girl we quickly fell in love and got engaged.
Did you give her some Mexican mule?
I gave her the real D. The brown D. She was
I'm brown from the waist down, folks.
She was an English lady.
Oh, English?
Yeah, she was
nice.
She was from Liverpool, and she liked dark skin, man. And I gave it to her. But no, at first we were supposed to was a hookup, and then I fell in love with her. And I thought she was a great person until she found out that she was probably cheating on me.
Whoa.
And I bought the ring, and we've been away we had a long distance relationship because of work.
Where was she at?
We both work for Disney Cruise Lines.
Oh, I was just left. What did you do on Disney Cruise Lines?
I was a security officer.
Sweet, man. I smoked weed on a Disney Cruise Line.
When?
Yeah. It was like a couple months ago.
When? Maybe I was still working at that time.
Oh, word?
Yeah,
wow.
Yeah, keep on.
I'm not telling you.
No, I want to know.
I'm not telling you how.
I want to know what ship was it?
The Disney. Is it Fantasy?
Well, where did you go?
We went to. Is it Castaway Island? Is where we went.
Well, most of the ships go there, but what other ports did you go to?
Oh, Port Canaveral. We went to the Bahamas.
This is Bahamas and Castaway
and we came back.
Okay, that was a dream. You wanted a dream.
The Disney Dream, correct. Fantasy Dream. Look it up at the stores, people. Same thing, pretty much.
No, Fantasy. Well, they're both similar ships.
But the Fantasy, you get the fuck.
No, you go. Actually, it's a better. Actually, no, that was actually a nice ship. Well, I had a pretty old woman in a dream. No, like the Fantasy goes to different ports. Actually, goes to Cancun. That's right. The dream just goes to the Bahamas, and the Bahamas, is a shithole.
Right. Well, we were looking at going to Cancun. So yeah, I remember it. Yeah, being but the weather was looking sketchy.
Yeah.
And I'll be damned. if I'm gonna be out in the middle of nowhere with sketchy ass weather. Do you know what I got when I came back to land? Because I mean, it was a 7-day cruise. And I don't get seasick. But I've never been out to sea that long. And when I got back, I got land sickness. I got fucking bad land sickness. Like, I was laid up in bed for like 3 days, and the earth was fucking moving underneath me. I shit you not. Yeah, for 3 days, man. I couldn't get up. Couldn't get out of bed. Land sickness. I went to the doctor. He called me a pussy. And, yeah, told me just lay in bed. It'll go away. I didn't know it was a thing.
Yeah, it's a thing. Like, all the cruise ships have like free like seasickness pills or patches you can put on your neck.
Right, but I got it on land.
Oh, that happened to me when I first went on the ship for like training before I actually got started.
Right.
That's my first time on a cruise ship. I was out to sea for a couple of days, and I was fine on the ship. I didn't feel sick until I got home, and I was flown back home. By the time I got back home, I went to go sit down at a bar to go get something to eat, get a drink, and I just felt like dizzy. I felt the world shaking.
No shit.
I was like, man, this is some strong shit.
Yeah. No, it was pretty cool, and I learned a lot because I'm that guy that'll just walk around and ask employees stuff. You know what I mean? So I learned a lot while I was out on the Disney Cruise Line. And I spoke to employees, and apparently, Disney, like you say, they fly you out.
Yeah.
They hand select you to come work for them. There's people from all over the world that work there, all with unique characters and personalities. All great people. It's weird. It's almost like walking in Chick-fil-A and they're like, "Hey, can I help you?" And they give you all your shit. Same thing with the Disney Cruise Line. By the way, Disney, that's a plug. If
no, it's not.
It was not a plug. No.
No, Disney, like, I want to fuck, like, especially this podcast.
Where you smoke that weed at?
No, like, sometimes I, like, cause the position I was at, like, I got to hear what was going on throughout the company, and it's like, sometimes they're like the mafia.
Oh, I believe it.
Yeah. Like, if you have a decent lawsuit, and, like, it's true to have, it's like, actually, it's actually proven that it's Disney's fault, but to pay up. But now they're like, if like you're trying to screw Disney over, they'll fuck you up.
Yeah.
Like they're worse than mafia. Like,
cutthroat, dude.
Well, mafia will take your life. The mafia person will probably take your life, but Disney will actually take your life.
Right. Right.
Life.
Yeah.
They're not gonna kill you, but you're not gonna be living either.
Right. No, for sure. I had friend Casey who worked for Disney. She worked at the theme park or whatever, and they were super anal about her behavior and the way she.
Oh yeah.
And I learned about what is it, a Disney University where all these characters learn to sign names.
Yeah.
And learn behavior.
What does she do? Like, you don't remember
she works at a themed restaurant.
Okay.
At Disney itself, at the resort. I don't know if it's the resort or the park itself. But anyway, she has to be in character, essentially, whatever the Disney character that is, or whatever behavior that is that she has to do, But yeah, she had to go to Disney University, and, they kind of weed you through, and they're like, not this person, we'll throw out this person, and we'll keep this person, and here are new Prince Charming.
Yeah, they have tryouts and auditions.
Yeah, they do. I met a guy on the cruise line who was, he actually is part of the cast on the cruise line.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
But he started off as like a pool boy. And then got an audition for Disney.
Yeah, something that happens. They work a different position just to get a foot to the door.
Yeah, but it was really cool, man. Like, and the next time I go, I think I pay enough money to Disney on some of these fucking cruise lines because they're so expensive. I want to get a tour underneath the bottom of the vessel. But it's got to be insane down
there. It's actually pretty cool, like seeing the engine.
Right. Well, I mean the inner workings.
Oh no,
the way they move food, the way they move trash, everything. Like
one day I go to Disney, which is actually pretty cool, and explain why they do it, and it makes a lot of sense. Then, unless like there's a medical emergency or if you're like a bigwig, a normal guest or customer is not going to see like the inner workings. And the reason why, I think Walt Disney, this is why his parks just kept going and going. He wants to keep the magic alive.
Right, I noticed that.
Yeah, if you see what's going on, it takes the magic away.
It's a whole different world above deck than it is
like even the park. Like they took us on a tour into Magic Kingdom, and it took us the backstage area behind everything. It is amazing. There's actually tunnels underneath Magic Kingdom.
Right, I saw a documentary on when they were building it.
Yeah,
they got an entire infrastructure. Underneath ground.
Well, it's not underneath because you can't dig underneath Florida because of that.
They raised it up.
Right, yeah. So basically, I think all the parks are like 2 or 3 stories high.
Right, I remember that. Yep.
Well, like it's really interesting when you go behind the scenes and explain why this is this way. This is why people act this way. Mm-hmm. It's like this is because it's the whole guest experience. Right?
And I want to see that.
Yeah,
I'm that.
You don't want to see behind the stage because it's gonna.
I don't give a fuck about Mickey Mouse. I want to know how it all works. It just always amazes me. It just always amazes me.
Well, the attention to detail they go to too, like it's even the smells because like they explain when they let us into a park from Magic Kingdom, they took us through like this alley, and it's not a lot of people going through this alley, but. It's like, okay, well, stand here. Or
was it a magical alley?
No, it's not a magical alley. He's coming from the cave and goes straight to the gate, the hidden gate.
Fairy dust.
Sorry, we're not here to smoke this. We saw we was the real world.
That's what they do.
They took us out, and I said, okay, stand here. So we're with the guest again. So what do you guys know about the details? Pay attention to the details.
Right.
Even like that alley, the top floor had the window open and had like the curtains actually blowing in and out. And
purposely.
And then it said tap dancing school, and you guys could hear tap dancing coming from the side. And then somebody said, okay, what do you smell? And we started paying attention to the smell. It's like you smell like cookies and baked like breads and stuff. And we noticed there was like a little bakery shop, like a fake bakery shop, right in front of us.
Yeah.
They said like they eject certain scents of the air.
What the fuck?
Yeah, it's just scents. It's like make it smell.
I think like when you put the word inject in there, like it makes sense. I was like, you Illuminati ass fucking Walt Disney motherfuckers. Come on, motherfuckers. Yeah, we're gonna inject popcorn into this area over here, and we're gonna get all the fat people in here. Well,
this is actually a fake shop. It was supposed to look like a real bakery, but nobody could go.
So nobody was really tap dancing?
No.
You fuckers.
Well, that's so cool. Like, you can
attention to detail is crazy.
Yeah, like Disney is probably the best company for that, for attention to detail.
Yeah, I noticed that. And I'm pretty sure, like, all the workers are assholes off the clock.
Not all.
Not all.
Well, what I learned was because Disney Cruise Lines is... The cruise line part of Disney is shitty to work for. There's bad leadership, and it's just really, and it's cutthroat.
I didn't know you guys were all like captain and yes sir.
Yeah, well, some of these fucking guys some of these fucking captains got egos, and they I just want to tell them like,
well, I mean, you drive a fucking super ship, dude.
Well, yeah, like that's cool and stuff. Like, yeah, I understand. Like,
I have the tiniest penis, and if I still steer the Disney dream, I would have the biggest fucking cock in the world, you know? Yes, I steer the ship.
Well, there's no big steering wheel. So,
there isn't?
Nah,
man. Oh, I got let down.
What do you call it? No, some of these captains, like, yeah, I understand you guys, a lot of responsibility. You're responsible for every life on the ship.
Right.
And the ship itself. But someone was like, I just want to remind them, like, yo, you guys are not Navy captains.
Oh, yeah. Like pulling rank and shit.
Yeah, they're like the way they're talking, the way they treat people, like, oh.
Like, do some push-ups, Paco.
Yeah, well, like, it's kind of like, yeah, you guys are not naval, we were never naval officers.
Right.
We were never like a command, like an actual warship.
But I saw that level of respect. I saw
you're supposed to give the captain
like the rank structure. Like, it's a legit rank structure. Dude, we work for Disney.
Yeah.
Simmer down.
Well, like, no. There's actually one
cool captain on the ship. He was actually the admiral of the fleet, and he was actually a pretty decent guy. He was pretty laid back, but yeah, some other captains just had to stick up their ass, and
Yeah, I believe it.
and it's
I
like
believe
they did out of freight. The sailors on a freight ship or a cruise ship.
Yeah, I don't know anything about that.
Yeah.
I don't know anything about that stuff. I was really calling them boats until I had a safety meeting on the Disney cruise, and they were like, "Don't ever call it a boat. This is a ship or a vessel." And I was like, "Yeah, it's a fucking big boat. I don't care."
It's a big. Well, I didn't know. I thought they were just synonyms of each other, and
No, there's a difference.
Yeah, there's different. Like I didn't know that until I started working for them, and a boat is just basically something powered by wind or yourself, like
By definition, I guess.
yeah. So a boat is just not with an engine, and it's with an engine there's a ship.
Fuck you, my arms are engines too, dude.
Oh wait. There's among the sailors, there's a philosophical debate about that.
Yeah.
So like, well, what other criteria do you need to be a ship or a boat? So they said that was different things, like
I had a kayak, I called it the vessel.
the vessel.
I don't care. It had a little fucking an 8-foot kayak, and I was like, taking out my vessel today.
Yeah, the vessel.
Yeah.
We're going to Mexico today.
I should put up like the little fucking flags they put up on ships and shit. You know, my little plastic kayak. That would have been cool. But yeah.
Yeah. Man, we smoked some strong weed.
We did.
This is actually pretty good.
We did. It's good, man. It's good. It's good. I like to smoke weed, man. I like to smoke weed. Yeah, I was telling you earlier, you know, I used to drink. I have PTSD. And I didn't smoke. I didn't smoke weed until after I left the military.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't. I used to drink heavy. Like I said, I used to drink an eighth of vodka in a 24-pack. And
Yeah.
after being up for 2 days.
Ooh.
You know, I was scared to sleep. There's a part of my life that I was scared to sleep.
Yeah.
You know, because of the dreams I was having. I still deal with it. But I've learned to deal with it. Because when I left the military, PTSD didn't exist.
Well, when did you leave?
It was back in 2005.
Oh, okay.
You know, so we were still in the Iraq War.
Mm-hmm.
So that stuff just didn't exist.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It just didn't exist. So they didn't know how to handle us.
Yeah.
So we were left to our own devices. A lot of soldiers were left to their own devices. You know, I know a lot of friends that either committed suicide or they OD'd on drugs, or you know, they lived like the Vietnam veterans of the 70s and the 60s. You know, they live homeless. They can't adjust to society. And I still have my days. Where I wake up and I gotta change my sheets because it's covered in sweat, or I gotta lay a towel down because I'm covered in sweat, or I wake up on the floor or close to underneath the bed because I'm scared of artillery rounds. You know, it's a reality.
Do you not don't look? Do you not look? Oh, ooh, man, I'm sorry. Tongue tied. Do you dread like Independence Day or July 4th because of the fireworks?
You know what? Like, if I get caught by surprise, then yeah, you know, it gets me. This year, I remember I was driving down the road and I hear a big mortar go off.
Yeah.
And it startled me. But I've gotten used to it. The whole thing was since PTSD wasn't a thing back in the day,
Mm-hmm.
I kind of had to deal with it the way I dealt with it.
Yeah.
You know, I've had sleepless nights. I've had a cluster of sleepless nights. You know, I just dealt with it. I've dealt with it, and like I credit other things like martial arts and then, you know, the use of cannabis.
Yeah.
To help me deal with society. I used to walk around with headphones on my ears.
Wow.
Because the commotion of people used to freak me out.
Yeah.
You know, it used to freak me out.
So you usually drown it or like kind of
Yeah, right. As long, you know, ignorance is bliss.
Yeah.
If I can't hear it, then it's not there. So I'd blast music in my headphones, just to be able to walk outside, just to be able to walk down the street, you know. And then, you know, when I came back to America, I still had my bad drinking habit.
Yeah.
I'm just drinking myself to sleep.
Oh.
And then my cousin was like, "Hey man, why don't you just fucking smoke a blunt?"
Yeah.
You know? And I slept like a baby that night. I slept like a fucking baby that night. And I never turned back to that binge drinking lifestyle again. I just never did.
Wow.
You know, I may go through an eighth of weed a day.
Mm-hmm.
But so what? You know, so what? If that's what it takes for me to be able to function in society, apart from drinking. Well, I don't drink anymore.
Yeah.
Besides this Mexican Mule, I'm going with Mexican Mule, just because I'm Spanish, and we're gonna own it. Yeah, we're gonna own this.
Shit, Mexican.
Yeah, we're gonna put some
And
Corona.
all of us are Mexican.
Right, you're not Mexican.
No, I'm Puerto Rican.
Are you Puerto Rican? I'm Puerto Rican.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I thought you were Honduran for some reason. Dominican. No, Dominican, yeah. I don't know why. I was thinking, he's probably Dominican.
All you Puerto Ricans out there, he just called me Dominican.
Alright. Dominican Joe.
He's my house. Yeah, call me Dominican.
Dominican Joe.
Yeah. I you know, ever since I started smoking cannabis, it's been easier for me. You know, either I still have my bad nights and I still have my uncomfortable days. But the cannabis actually helps. You know, it helps me, you know, whatever. And it might be that I'm high.
Yeah.
And that's fine. I'm an adult. You know, I can do that.
Well, like, they're doing, like, a lot of studies. Was it John Hopkins? Like, certain illegal drugs, like, more like, magic mushrooms.
Yeah, they're using it for depression. and
Depression,
whatnot.
anxiety, end of life.
Yeah.
Someone got cancer, they're like, hey, they want to die.
Yeah.
It helps them, like change their perspective on it.
Correct. And they're using things like MDMA as well.
Yeah.
They're
For PTSD. And,
Right.
I remember watching the news, and I'm talking about this veteran who talking about it was John Oliver. I was watching John Oliver.
John Oliver.
I was watching John.
That was solid Liverpool. All right.
He's not Liverpool. He's from.
I don't know where the fuck he's from.
He's from actual London.
All I know is we kicked their ass. That's all I know. Was it Independence Day, right? No.
Yeah.
Was it? Yeah. I don't know. I'm Spanish. I don't know my American history. Yeah. Was it when we kicked their ass? Either way, I think it was 4th of July. We destroyed them.
No, 4th of July is when we officially declared our independence.
Yeah. Was it ever an awkward 4th of July for you and your ex-girlfriend? Like, did you ever say, "Hey, wake up"?
I sent her because I went to Boston. And I love that. I love the American Revolutionary War history. So I got excited about going to Boston. I did the whole Boston history trail tour.
I don't know why they call Boston Beantown. Did you ever find out? Or Boston Beans? I just solved the mystery.
No, I forgot why. I went on a tour.
Oh, it's not because of Boston Beans?
No, I know why they call Fenway Park Fenway, because Fenway was I forgot what language, but it means swamp. And that part of Boston used to be a swamp.
Fenway means swamp?
Yeah.
Or in some fucked up language?
I think it's Latin, or I forgot which language, but that's what Fenway means. But
don't fact check us, folks. I don't think... Don't fact check us.
Anyway, like the ex-girlfriend, I sent her pictures of like the anti-queen.
Fuck yeah.
It's like God help the queen.
That's right. That's right. Fuck you, dude. We kicked your ass.
I mean, help you guys.
Yeah.
Both
Yeah. Tea. We got coffee. We got coffee here in America. We don't need tea. We don't drink your fucking tea. You know, look what we did to the French. We took the croissant and we made the croissant-wich at Burger King. You know, you can get a bacon, egg, and cheese croissant-wich. You know? Yeah. Croissants.
Well, go back to the pot.
The pot.
No.
Smoking the devil's lettuce.
Well, okay, I remember.
Can we have some more Moscow Mule? Or no.
Yeah,
Or Mexican Mule.
Hold on one second. I need to get more ice for it then.
No. Well, let's not go anywhere. Do you?
I mean, we could drink it like that, but
Can you not raw dog it? I mean, I'm a fucking.
Yeah, let's do it.
Let's raw dog it, right? Wait a minute. Our table's abnormally long. Wait a minute.
Kind of tapping towards me.
Wait a minute. Hold on. Let me get up. Right. So I don't know if you drank Mexican Mule, but it's ginger beer, and
It's actually a Moscow Mule.
shit.
Well, like I use gin, but basically the actual ingredient is vodka.
Oh, okay.
Okay, yours.
Mexican Mule. I'm gonna stick with Mexican Mule. We're Spanish. We're gonna own this. We're gonna make
Well,
this
we're
a
not
thing.
Mexican.
Oh, but there's no M's in our. I'm from Maisales, Puerto Rico. Do you know where Maisales is?
I've only been in Puerto Rico when I was 5.
Oh, word! Oh man, you gotta go back to the island. You gotta go back to the island for sure. Maisales, like Nahuatl, is where we're from. And Nahuatl is a small town.
Yeah.
Nahuatl is a small town. Well, Maisales is up the mountain outside of that small town. People in Nahuatl don't even know Maisales exists.
Mm-hmm.
So we can call it Maisales Mule, although I've never seen a mule in Maisales.
This actually tastes pretty good. We're calling it Marsalis Mule.
Ooh, what's the thing?
So Moscow Mule is Marsalis Mule.
Maisales Mule for the gentleman in your life. Oh, that was that drink of relief.
Oh, that tastes actually really good.
Yeah, it's good. It's, like I said, it tastes like that Canadian Dry. Well, anyway, it's not Canadian Dry anymore. It's
Well,
Maisales
sweeter.
Mule.
Well, like, I'll go back to that veteran was talking about, like, how much he needs marijuana because the whole PTS thing. Like, he was from Vietnam, and he said, like a similar, like, he drank a lot. And it's just a way of coping.
Oh, for sure. Well, I was drinking to go to sleep.
Yeah.
Like, you know, I'd rather. I was drinking to blackout. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So where I wouldn't remember my dreams. I'd pass out with a beer bottle in my hand, and wake up the next day. You know, but yeah, I was needing it to cope. I was needing to cope and needed to sleep. You know. So I'm glad now that it's starting to get legalized
Yeah.
in other places because there's people that can get the help they need because it legitimately helps people. You know, I don't want to be stuck taking 3 or 4 different kinds of pills and being zombied out.
Yeah.
You know, when I could just smoke a plant or take some
natural.
oil and be okay. Like, you know, I shouldn't have to substitute that with 4 or 5 different pills. And I have a pill to counteract this pill and a pill to counteract that other pill. You know, it's just, it's a revolving cycle. It's a revolving cycle. You know, I go from being a heavy drinker to being a heavy pill user, essentially.
Yeah.
When now I have to do neither. I don't have to do neither. I just smoke some pot, exercise, and sleep like a baby.
Yeah.
I'm good. And the most I get is munchies. I'm fine with that.
Yeah. I didn't start smoking marijuana. Started smoking marijuana till last year, and I have suffered from depression and anxiety issues, and I had to take medication for it. But last year was the first time. Like I remember the day I did it. It's a beautiful day out. My daughter's sister Tammy was home, and my best friend Joe. He didn't want to tell me where he got the marijuana from, but basically it was Jason. Just to let you guys know, we know it was Jason.
We know it's you, Jason, you druggy little son of a bitch. And we're coming after you.
Well, I remember because like the next day, I was going to Europe and we were backpacking by myself.
Ooh.
So like I was excited. I was like, man, I'm gonna do this. Like I have never smoked marijuana before. I'm 28 years old.
You're gonna love it.
Yeah, like I didn't know what to expect. I
Did
was
you
like,
eat hash while you were over there? I love hashy.
no, I didn't. In Europe, like I wasn't into the parts that were legalized. But back in Jackson, when my friend brought it over, he told me like, okay, before I show up, go get your favorite food. So I got some Tijuana Flats, like the quesadillas, the chips, and the queso, and we sat outside. Or Tammy sat outside with us, and I didn't know how to smoke it. I kept I
I'll turn it out. You're like, hey, what's this guy?
Yeah. And he had to hold the pipe for me. He's like, here, okay, smaller breaths.
Yeah.
Well, nothing happened at first. Then within 5 minutes, I just had a sudden like realization, like, man, this is the first time in my life I felt this calm.
Dude, I remember the first time I smoked. I bought a quarter ounce of fucking Jamaican red hair.
Yeah.
And I mean, it was like, I don't think you find Jamaican red hair around here anymore. But it was my first bit of high grade weed, you know, and I smoked the entire quarter in one night out of an electric bong. It was a little self-lighting electric bong. And I went to go see this movie at the movie theater. Yeah. I got home, like, for one, it was like the longest movie in the world. I think I only sat through like 10 minutes of the credits.
What's the movie?
Was it the Hardy Boys or the Hardy Brothers? It was some fucking gangster movie. Anyways.
Oh, okay.
But I thought I was going to die that night. I thought I was going to die. I did. I was laying in my bed. I was staring at the ceiling. And I could feel my heart beating. And I was like, oh, God. I'm going to die. I'm going to die. And then I woke up the next day and I was like, oh, this is great.
Well, I got like that a couple of months ago because I went to go to one of my good friend's wedding. And she and her family and friends invited me to the after party. And I smoked I guess the shit I have at home is really weak shit because when I smoked it, I was like, whoa, what is this? And her cousin looked at me, it's like, that's marijuana. Like that Tennessee accent, that's marijuana.
Yeah.
So, like, this is the real shit.
Yeah, like the real shit.
But I had like a little panic attack because I was like, oh my God, I'm freaking out. But like I had that voice of clarity, like that pop voice, and when I get high, my inner dialogue sounds like Seth Rogen.
Your inner dialogue is Seth Rogen?
Yeah, like usually I hear my voice as my inner dialogue, like talking to myself.
Except it's some...
Now Seth Rogen. Now Seth Rogen, that fucking voice of his. Like, and like I heard that voice, like, Frank, this is all in your head. You can control this. like control like my anxiety, the freaking...
Fucking relax, dude.
Yeah, so I sat down, I breathed, and like, man, I feel better than I had to catch a ride with my friend and her husband and the Uber. So basically, because we're at outskirts of Nashville, so they had a hotel in downtown Nashville. Then I was staying with my friend in the south part of Nashville, so I was going to ride with them.
Right.
Once they get dropped off, I'll take that Uber to the south part of Nashville. And on the way there, the Uber driver was talking about he never got high before. That I kept laughing. Then I turned to him like, hey, do you believe in Jesus?
What?
That I stopped.
I'm kicking you the fuck out of my Uber if you start talking about Jesus.
And my good friend and her husband was like behind the seat laughing. Well, I think they were laughing. Then it got quiet and they started talking.
Awkward silence.
Well, it got a little awkward and they started talking because we still had 20 minutes to go. And it got quiet again after they started talking. I just said out loud, Megan, my testicles feel amazing right now. Like, not in a sexual way. This is like, I've never felt them feel this way before.
I didn't know they were there the whole time.
It was like, oh my God, my balls. It's like, they feel so good. Yeah. And Megan started recording it. It's like, repeat that.
I get it. Hey, man.
It's like, they're there.
You know? Whatever it takes. Whatever's your awakening. You know? You might get that level and you're like, hey, my balls feel great.
Balls feel great.
They're so baby soft and smooth.
It's not that smooth. It's just,
awkward. You know what though? Awkward Uber ride. Because you started off with Jesus, and then you're like, my balls feel good.
Jesus, my balls! My balls!
I would have kicked you out at the Jesus comment. I would have called the cops at the balls feel good comment for sure.
Jesus, my balls!
My balls. Thank you, Jesus, for my balls being so soft and smooth.
Before I asked him, after I asked him that, I waited a minute. I asked him, did you believe in magic? So do you believe in magic? I was dead serious.
I'm taking you to Flavortown, Uber driver. That's what
We're about to see a magic.
Yeah, things are getting weird. Things are getting weird on this 20-minute Uber ride. For sure. Yeah.
Man.
You're definitely walking in my Uber. Definitely walking. Uber kind of freaks me out though, man, because you're putting a lot of trust in somebody you don't know. Like on the rider's end,
Yeah.
and on the driver's end too, man. Fucking no way, dude.
I did Uber
You
for
fart in my car, we're gonna have an issue.
Well, I did Uber for a little bit, and I stopped because when I went to do my taxes, the accountant said, like, listen, she did the math. Like, you actually, I tell people you're basically paying Uber to work for them.
Right. You gotta hustle up, I guess. Right?
Well, it's like, not that. It's like, you're not making a big enough profit you should be because you have to pay for your own gas. You have to pay for your own maintenance. And Uber is taking a bigger chunk off of the fee.
I would imagine. Yeah, for sure.
And it's not fair to the driver. And then I got ex-CEO, because I know they kicked out the last CEO. He was against people getting tipped and you know, want to raise prices. He's like, well, it's not a real job. So it's like, well, you're making money off these people.
You're the fucking CEO of that company.
Yeah.
Like it's not a real job.
Yeah.
But you hire people.
But you need them.
Yeah. Shit like that. And it's supposed to be killing the taxi union or whatever. Is it taxi union?
Yeah,
Is it a
taxi union.
Yeah.
Well, the more I look at it, I think that the taxi industry is going to evolve.
I think we have to.
Yeah, it's because I'm not an expert. I'm just doing wow.
I'm not a doctor, folks.
I'm not a doctor.
I always say it. It's a disclaimer. I'm not a doctor.
I have no idea about the actual finance stuff. But
Yeah, I never looked it up. I don't know the facts. I'm just gonna throw some numbers out there. And it's gonna stick. If it doesn't, yeah.
That's a 1 to 10 chance. Well, no, like, I think the taxi industry is going to evolve because at some point, I think something's going to happen when a big incident is going to happen, and I go trust Uber. Like,
Well, we've already had issues with like sexual
Right,
assaults
yeah.
on some of their vehicles and some of their calls. So that's alarming as fuck. You know, you're not checking people's background checks. You know, because you can essentially sign up online to be an Uber driver. You know.
I did Uber and Lyft, and one thing I say with Lyft, like, they have a better way of checking up on, like, your vehicle and your person. Because with Uber, they just care about if your insurance is cleared and your license history cleared.
Right.
But if Lyft to do that stuff too, but then I have like a representative or like another Lyft driver who's been with the company for a while, they come over and look at your car and inspect it manually.
Oh no shit.
And they inspect your driving and see how you drive. So there's actually a person that has to actually look at all that.
Wow.
And so you send pictures of the car and all the insurance information to them.
So actually do verify that stuff.
Yeah. Then he takes another picture for himself and sends it to their company.
I didn't know all that. I thought you just sign up and be like, hey, I'm an Uber driver or I'm a Lyft driver now, you know?
And they have to clear it like a
Pick up chicks. In your little Prius or what have you.
I have a Camry hybrid.
A Camry hybrid.
Yeah.
Yeah, do you really? Is that your car? A Camry hybrid? How is it? Is it like electric and gas or just all electric?
No, electric gas.
Right.
Basically I think it's a 14-gallon tank. It's 565 miles on. You could get away with.
On the tank?
On the tank, 565 miles.
But it'll convert essentially. I mean, it'll run.
Once the engine on out better, it's more efficient.
But does it run all electric and then switch to gas, or is it?
It does it at a certain speed.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. That's what you're saying.
Yeah, at 25 miles. Anything I think below 25 miles an hour will be electric.
Like, do you need special mechanic when that shit goes down?
Yeah.
Or because I mean, you're just gotta find everybody that can work on hybrids.
No,
You know?
yeah, you probably have to go to a Toyota dealership. But what I heard,
People with the dated internal combustion engine. You know.
like me, I think you do have to go to Toyota. But like, what I heard is like those cars are like meant to last. Like people rarely have a problem with.
Well, I know Toyota's got high value or whatever. Yeah. I don't know about the hybrid. I mean, I got a Jeep that fucking. I don't know. It's a gas guzzler.
It's a gas guzzler. 10 miles a gallon.
Yeah. Well, I got the Laredo outside, and then in my garage I got my Wrangler. And my Wrangler gets fucking 14 miles to the gallon. 14 miles to the fucking gallon. All right, that ain't shit. That's like 14 miles highway. Something like 12 or 10 in the city, and like it costs more to start my Jeep than it is like to go other places. You know, it's expensive. But I mean, it's an older Jeep. It's not like the newer shitty.
Yeah.
By the way, Chrysler, you guys fucked up the Jeep because the new Jeeps are shitty. I got a 2006. I got a 2005 before you guys took over, and it's great. Can we go back to that? I'm good with gas guzzlers. I'm good. Like, you know, the environment's all good. But I might need my off-road vehicle one day during the zombie apocalypse to run over things, you know? Or something, right? I'm prepping for it. You know what kills me is like people here in Florida, as low as Florida is, think about it, we're talking about Disney stacking up 3 stories. People jack up their Jeep Wranglers here. Like they legitimately have canyons to go through here in Florida, you know what I mean? Like they're off-roading here in Florida. There's no off-roading here in Florida.
Go all the way across.
They go mudding.
Yeah,
they go mudding. Dude, what the fuck, man?
It's like, let's go splash some water.
Yeah.
Went to a muddy puddle, a dirty puddle.
What do you go from playing in puddles when you're a kid to fucking just mudding as an adult? Is that your evolution of play? You know? So, you know, we see them with the jacked up lifts. Some yuppie, you know what I mean? Some yuppie. And they for sure don't go off-roading with it, you know? All-white Jeep.
Oh, what?
Never gets dirty in their life, you know?
Bro shit's on it like, oh my god.
Yeah. So that's always funny when I see that.
Oh,
At least to me. I love Mexican Mule. Oh no, my sauce. I fucked up my own. We're gonna copyright that.
Mr. Alice Mule.
My solace mule for the gentleman, or we gotta come up with some fancy fucking phrase. Oh, my solace mule. It's not communist, right? Is it Moscow Mule?
Moscow Mule.
But if I go to Moscow and I order a Moscow Mule, are they gonna laugh at me?
I don't know what it is in Moscow.
I'm pretty sure it's not a Moscow Mule.
It's probably just called water.
Yeah.
That's
right.
Flavored water.
Yeah, baby drink.
Oh,
you silly American. You baby drink.
Flavored water.
Yeah. I like it, man. I like it. Ginger beer and vodka.
You're supposed to put mint in it too, by the way.
And mint. But is it like a mint leaf or mint juice?
No, mint leaf.
Is that a thing? It's not mint juice, right?
No, mint.
Can you juice a mint leaf?
You can make a paste.
Oh yeah, you can crush it up and make it a paste.
But like, you're supposed to put like a whole leaf in it, like slap it and put in the.
You're supposed to slap the leaf?
Yeah, because I found
Russians.
No, I found out because I went on like a bar tour, or distillery tour in St. Augustine, and she explained why they slap the leaves. Because I saw bartenders do before, so like, because it actually releases the flavor better into the drink.
No shit.
Yeah, if you just drill it in there, it's not.
I have no culture.
Happen. I don't know about that.
Yeah.
I don't know culture either.
Slap a mint leaf.
You gotta slap it.
I'd be an asshole if you told me to slap a mint leaf. I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Well, it actually does taste better. You actually taste the mint better when you actually slap a leaf.
Well, don't go repeating that to other men, because they're going to for sure think you're sketchy. You know what I mean? They're like, hey, you just slap your mint leaf, guy. Slap your mint leaf. Yeah. What are you doing? Just putting that mojito with just regular. Slap that mint leaf.
Slap it.
Yeah, slap that mint leaf. Backhand that fucking mint leaf, you know? Yeah, I didn't know that. But it's good. I can imagine what it tastes like with mint. But it is good, though.
It's refreshing. I like it because it's just like a refreshing
It's
thing.
fresco.
Well, shit, tell me about the military, man.
It was cool, man. Like, you know, it was cool. Like, there was a lot of, I mean, I don't want, because, you know, you got taxpayers that listen to this.
Yeah.
I don't want to just say what we do in the military, because you'd be like, hey, what the fuck, you know? Where are my tax dollars going? We waste a lot of money.
Yeah, I think a lot of people know about that.
We waste a lot of money.
$2,000 for a toilet seat. $8,000 for a hammer.
Just a little dumb shit. Just a little dumb shit, you know? We'll burn rounds. And put the gun range. Yeah, we'll, lob boxes of grenades.
That's awesome.
Yeah. I mean, that's pretty cool, for
box of grenades. Oh, fuck it.
for the child in you, being an infantryman is it's almost like a dream come true, because you go through all this training and you're shooting thousands of rounds of ammo, and you go to demolition school and learn how to blow things up. By the way, 110 pounds of C4 was my biggest explosion. 110 pounds.
How big was the explosion?
I got in trouble that day. I had to stand there and guard the hole. Okay? This fucking hole that it created was big enough for you to drive an up-armored Humvee with a gunner and still be level with the ground. You know what I mean? Like, it'd be buried in this hole, in this massive hole. And I daisy-chained it. Daisy chain is what we use to, well, let's say there's mines around, or we think there's a booby trap around. We'll daisy chain this. We'll set up a bunch of pounds of C4 with detonation cord and in a matter of seconds, a daisy chain.
Yeah.
I did that in a giant spiral. Yeah, 110 pounds. Well, what they told me was, and again, this is where we're wasting. Don't come after me, big brother. This is where we're wasting taxpayer dollars.
Yeah.
They told me, you can blow up whatever you carry up that mountain. Cool, dude. I grabbed a fucking crate and I strapped it up to my back, and I fucking chucked up that fucking mountain, And I blew that shit the fuck up. I blew it up, man. They were pretty impressed by it. I got in trouble, but they were pretty impressed by it.
What did you get in trouble for?
For the size of the explosion. It was a little excessive. Yeah. A pound of C4 does a lot of damage, 110 pounds does way more damage than you would think. So I had to stand there. I had to go out there I was in Germany.
Yeah.
And stand out there in the dead of snow, guarding this big fucking hole. It was part of a dick detail,
Yeah.
That was part of my punishment, Stand here and guard this hole until somebody comes in, fill it in the morning, and I had to stand out there, and yada, yada, yada. But I blew the fuck out of that 110 pounds of C4, right? You can't take that from me. I'll stand and guard a hole. I'm good.
110 pounds.
Yeah, I'll guard this hole, So we did a lot of cool stuff, I've worked with special forces guys, doing mount training, which is more urban tactics. Something that a SWAT team would do, or some or the other. Mm-hmm. I was in special weapons unit, so I was able to play with all these cool toys. Not toys. I don't want to piss anybody off. They're not toys, but but all these cool things. When you grow up playing GI Joes, or you grow up playing, what have you. When you hear these prospects of, I'm going to be able to do this and do this and do this and do this, and you actually do them, it's cool, I was only in a couple of years, but I've done lifetimes worth of things, and I've experienced lifetimes worth of things, both good and bad. I still do miss it. I feel like I've been a career soldier, but the military was fun, man. It was fun, for sure.
How long were you in the military?
It was 5 years.
Okay, wow.
5 years. It was short, man. It was pretty sketchy. Like I said, I got tired of getting shot at after a while.
Holy shit.
It is. It's rough, man. It's rough. Definitely.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, what made you join?
My family, my grandfather, served in the same unit I did, just a different company.
Yeah.
Back during the Korean War.
Wow.
And World War II and stuff. So, my family, as far as Latinos go, we've been serving in the military for a long time. World War II, Korea, Vietnam, Desert Storm, Desert Shield, Iraqi Freedom, with myself.
Yeah.
So it was more. I think it was more just to keep that family tradition going. than anything else. And I feel it's somebody's duty to serve their country in some way. You know what I mean? It would be better for people if they were allowed to serve their country. Give a little different appreciation for life in general, and then for their own country and the inner workings of it. You know. So yeah, I liked it. Anyway, I got to blow shit up. I got to shoot shit.
How was that?
Is that? I turned my phone off. He broke the cardinal rule in podcasting and had his phone on people. You hear that vibrating? That's Frank with his
I
phone.
forgot. Airplane mode. There we go.
Airplane mode. I just got mine in the living room. I think I turned the ringer off though. But yeah, the military was cool. Anyways, you do jujitsu now, right?
Yeah.
Right?
That.
How do you like it?
I like it. Like I wanted to do it for a while. I wrestled back in. I only did a year wrestling my senior year of high school. But no, I like this. Like I like it a lot. I like I'm not actually doing an actual MMA fight. I'm aiming for next year because I need some more training and.
You heard it here, folks. The first time Frank's gonna do an MMA fight.
Yeah, I want to do it. I'll see if I win.
Well, you're gonna do well, and whether or not you win, you're gonna do well for sure. You wanna be that one guy on World Star Hip Hop or Live League that gets fucking wrecked in his first MMA debut.
Yeah.
Just fucking gets cold cocked. World Star.
Start off one punch, I knocked out. Like fuck it.
Yeah.
I was trained for that.
Yeah, that's some clickbait headline on some fucking shitty Facebook page. Guy gets wrecked 13 seconds. Check it out.
Somebody showed me, like, I forgot this guy's name. He's got I think he's a blue belt, really skinny guy, long hair, tied up in a ponytail.
Trains with us?
Yeah.
Matt?
It's not Matt. Is it Matt?
With the ponytail?
Yeah. Like, he has a long hair.
Loris.
Yeah, I think it's him.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, I saw a video and he got knocked out. I
didn't know Loris fought.
Yeah, I think somebody picked like a video like he was in an MMA competition and like we started around and the guy first punch was a jab and he didn't have his hair in a ponytail, so it was just loose. And you just see it like puff up, like kind of like a jellyfish in the air. Because he gets punched and his head goes back and he falls down, but like puffs up in the air.
I gotta see that video. Loris looks like a fucking elf from Middle Earth. All you Middle Earthers, if you're looking for a boyfriend, my buddy Loris, he's Italian. For whatever that's worth. But I mean, he's like from Italy, Italian.
He's from Italy.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought he was just, Guido.
No, he's not. He's not. That's racist. It's not. Guido's not racist. No, it's not even racist anymore, at least, right? Wasn't it used to be?
Speck, right?
Who gives a fuck?
Spicy speck.
Yeah, spicy speck.
Yeah, spicy speck.
But yeah. Loris got knocked the fuck out, huh?
Yeah,
I gotta see that, man.
Ask Mariah. She's the one that sold it.
Yeah, I will. It'll be nice to see. I was like people get knocked out. Yeah, I don't care. You're from your friend. You got knocked the fuck out. Yeah, I don't care.
I don't want to get knocked out. Like
everybody should experience. I've never been knocked out.
No, I've never passed out or been knocked out.
I've been choked out. Everybody should get choked out at least once.
Like, what do you define as choked out?
Like loss of consciousness.
For how long?
Those choke outs. If you get choked out, you're usually at like 3 seconds, 4 seconds.
Yeah.
You're not out that long. As long as it takes for the blood to circulate to your brain again.
Yeah. Oh, no, I have a habit screen. Like I kind of like tap.
I'm gonna choke you out Monday.
I don't want to choke.
Yeah, dude, you gotta feel it.
I should take some mushrooms before.
I don't know.
What is this?
Yeah. You might freak out on me.
Start taking off my clothes. Oh my god!
Yeah.
It's too hot.
Get all rapey on me. I'm like, oh no. Yeah, I'm good.
Goes out like, what the fuck?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Damn, what were we talking about?
How did you get involved with jiu-jitsu?
Oh, I got choked out by this dude named Castro when I was in the
Yeah.
Army. I wrestled in high school as well.
Yeah.
I met this guy Castro, who's from Guam. This dude was like 5'4". He had no neck. You know, just fucking buzz cut that you get in the military. And he was like, "Hey, yo, do you want to come roll? You want to come train or whatever, you know?" And I was like, "Oh, I don't know. You know, I wrestled. I thought wrestling was superior, you know, obviously, coming from the West, you know. And I couldn't, like, this dude was triangling me. Like, he was choking me out. He was on his back, open guard. He just kept fucking me up. He just kept fucking me up, man. I couldn't get past him. And I would say for the hour we trained, he was submitting me for the entire hour. And I asked him, you know, I was like, you know, what is this, you know? And then he was like, oh, yeah, you know, I train Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, and, you know, this is open guard, and, you know, whenever you come in with your head down, blah, 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 I just throw a triangle in and choke you out, you know? And that's how I got involved with it.
Yeah.
That's how I got involved with it. It was one of those, you know, you get beat up and then you need to learn what it is stories, you know?
Why did that happen?
Yeah. You know, well, for the longest time, I thought it was like cool, you know? I just take you down, I can hold you down.
So good.
But Marsalis Mule, copyright and traded, 2017. You heard it here first, folks. Right? 17?
Yeah, well, but by the time this comes out, probably 2018.
Is it?
Well, what I'm going to do is, like, I'm trying to get as many interviews done as possible.
Then you better scratch out this date.
I was like, no, it'd be cool.
Going into the future, folks.
No, it'd be cool, because, like, by the time, the shit we talked about earlier, like, we talked about something that was current. Oh, Suge Knight and shit.
Suge Knight will be dead.
Yeah. No, but
I
like,
don't want to say that, folks.
yeah, by the time, like, 2008, he's like, what the fuck they're talking about?
What's a Suge Knight?
What's a Suge Knight?
Yeah. Marijuana was illegal? That's so weird.
Oh,
Whatever.
Yeah, I used to be a cop, and it turned out, like, I found out from this nice lady we were talking a couple months ago. I was at her, doing a job at her, place she manages, and she was just talking to me, and her husband's a retired police officer, and she said, like, you know how many cops, as soon as they leave the force, or they retire, the first thing they do is, like, they go buy pot?
Yeah, dude, I would. I mean, why not? Why shouldn't marijuana be like a cigarette? Why shouldn't it be like a cigarette?
I mean, like, don't do it at work, or don't do it while driving, but, like, yeah, that, like, should be the same laws as alcohol.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, okay, you need to be a certain age to buy it.
I mean, I don't think the inebriation is the equivalent as it is alcohol. I mean, I think there's a big difference from somebody smoking.
Then, but like, no, like, okay, you guys want to make it safe like that, like, cause we already know how to do those rules. We know how to do the customs, not customs, or I can't think of the word right now. But like, we know the laws of it. It's just added to it. It's like, okay, it's same law. Don't smoke while driving. Don't drink while driving. Don't operate any heavy machinery. Yeah, don't do that stupid shit. That should be legal. Like, you see,
Right.
culture.
Well, there has to be some kind of compromise, obviously. I mean, people are still going to break that rule, just so you know.
Yeah, but like
There still has to be some compromise on the books, for sure.
Yeah, but that's a fair law. That I was like, okay, let's put the same laws as alcohol. Like, okay, you can't do it at school. You can't do it while driving. You can't.
I saw an interesting picture the other day of a whiskey machine from the 50s.
What's a whiskey? Or like, how's a machine? Like, you mean the actual distillery, or the actual...
No, like a dispenser.
Ooh.
Like, you'd go pop in a dime.
Oh yeah, I saw that.
And they'd give you whiskey.
Yeah. At work.
At work. It was actually like office buildings and shit, you know, like a coffee machine.
I wonder. It'll be interesting to look up like if there was there less violence back then or like less job
Back in those days,
Yeah.
Prohibition or pre-prohibition or post-prohibition?
post like with the whole like hey get whiskey for 50 cents.
Right. Drinking a barrel swill.
Is this a normal thing?
Yeah.
So it's not alcohol, is it?
Right.
This is water.
It was just whatever. People drink whiskey all the time. What are you talking about?
This is flavored water.
Yeah. Irish water.
Irish water. It's coffee after coffee.
Yeah. I love Irish coffee, man. I haven't had Irish coffee in a long time.
Yeah, me neither.
But I love it. A little what is it, Cask and Cream or Bailey's.
That's Bailey's.
And coffee with a splash of cinnamon. I used to make this for, I used to have it made for me at a little bar I used to go to, but I love fucking Irish coffee, man. It's delicious. If you haven't had Irish coffee, 1, you're an asshole. 2, try it. Yeah, try it.
See, you said that. Like, I was thinking, when you said Irish coffee, I got confused with, Irish car bomb.
Oh, I don't drink like that, man. I
had that, I didn't have that till maybe 2 or 3 years ago.
The Irish car bomb?
Yeah.
I can't drink like that, man. That's crazy.
Yeah,
That's crazy.
Well, like, no, I never had an Irish coffee. Next time I go out, I'm going to have Irish coffee.
Have an Irish coffee. It's good, man. It's really good. For sure. It's definitely, and I guess for the undercover alcoholics, you can just go to work. Yeah, a little Bailey's and coffee.
It's a little cream in there.
Hitting the sauce. It's a good way to disguise the booze. Whatever. If that's your thing. But yeah. Irish coffee, I love it, man. It's good. It really is good. And it might be a little weird in America ordering it at a bar. You might get kicked out of the bar.
No, I think not. No, it's actually a normal thing.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure it's not normal. I'm saying, but it's like it's not looked down upon. So okay, iced coffee.
I order water at bars.
If I'm not drinking, I'll order club soda.
Oh, that's so gross.
I like club soda. Cause I stopped drinking soda. Besides, like when I have my cheat days.
Is club soda just like soda without flavoring?
No, it's just carbonated water.
That's gross.
No, it's actually good. Like if you want to stop drinking soda, just drink that.
Club soda?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, it tastes good. I like it.
My
now.
guilty pleasure is Sprite. Dude, my guilty pleasure. Oh my god, I will go to the gas station and I love fountain sodas. That's like my guilty pleasure. Like, so I normally I do that whole gallon of water a day thing, but occasionally I want a soda, so I will go to the gas station and get the biggest fucking cup they have and fill that some bitch up with Sprite and go ham on that Sprite in like 5-10 minutes. I'll just fucking slurp it down, and that's like my guilty binge. Like drink, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's it for me. I'll just go get a soda and I'll chug all 64 ounces of it, and I'm satisfied.
I can't do that, but if I do have a soda craving, it's for like ginger beer or ginger ale.
The ginger beer.
Yeah, either ginger beer or ginger ale. I once in a while Coke vanilla, Coca-Cola vanilla.
Mm-hmm.
I like that.
Ew.
That tastes good, like a sandwich.
With Coca-Cola vanilla and a sandwich?
Yeah, Coca-Cola vanilla and a sandwich.
Yeah, I'll take a Coca-Cola vanilla.
Yeah, fuck it. At Waffle House,
Yeah.
when you're really drunk and like you come out from a long night, you stop at Waffle House and like you get the all-star breakfast. Oh, what time you gotta leave?
I don't know. I think when I get dressed, I'm in my fucking. The cool thing about podcasting is I can be in my pajamas and still.
Well, right now it is 10:26.
Oh, where you been? I don't know.
Well, okay. Let me go to like there's a part of the segment that's actually
You got like a flash round?
It's not a flash round. It's something I started doing with all the people I'm interviewing with.
Randos? You got some rando questions for me?
It's not random. It's like it's supposed to show who the person really is. Not really. It's supposed to get like a deeper. You get a deeper perspective for that person.
Word? Can we set it up with some music? Hold on.
No. I don't know how to do that in this computer. Nah, basically these questions like start off like kind of like really fun questions and gets a little bit serious.
Answer number 1, my dick.
Well, what's the question?
I don't know.
Alright, well, this is the first question. Given the choice of anyone in the world from any time period, who would you want as a dinner guest and why?
Oh, man.
So, like, let's start with
That's a
those
good question.
Well, let's start with those fun questions, get a little deeper, but if you don't feel like answering it, you don't.
I'll answer that. Fucking Genghis Khan.
Genghis Khan.
Genghis Khan.
Is it Genghis?
It is Genghis Khan. That's the way it's pronounced properly in their languages.
Well, why?
Why?
Yeah.
I just think I would like to know, like, just him in general. There's so little we know about Genghis Khan.
Yeah.
We don't know where he was buried. All we know are, like, the mythical stories, or he came from the moon
Well,
and
this said,
stuff like
like,
that.
Most of Mongolia, most of China could chase their ancestry back to Genghis
Yeah,
Khan.
he's fucking bitches left and right.
He's like, oh, like, I got the money
He's
to pay
sticking
for
his dick
this.
wherever. He's like,
I can pay for all this.
I'm Genghis Khan. I'm master of the world.
It's like,
Fuck me.
it's like, I want 2,000 wives. And he's like, okay.
Yeah, he's walking around with his dick out all day. It's fucking, hey, everybody's related to Genghis.
He's like, man, I'm the best parents in the world.
Yeah. And, there was like, if you know the history of the Khan family and how they arose and whatnot, then it's very interesting that we have this massive footprint they created.
Yeah.
But there's so little of what we actually know about them. So I think, like, if I could have a dinner guest of anyone in the world, I would ask Genghis.
Yeah.
Because he was, in his own Mongolian world, the king of the universe, the first king of the universe.
Yeah. He conquered most of the known world.
Most of the known world, up until the steppe, until the steppe tribes. And then you had the Persian Empire, you had the Spartan or the Roman Empire and the Grecians. But from the Silk Road, I mean, you're literally talking about right into where the Eurasia starts, or from basically the beginning of Asia all the way to the Far East. Mm-hmm. He owned all that. That was him. And he stuck his dick all over that place.
It's like, you see how many wars I won?
Right. He created a global trade route.
Yeah.
From east to west, and it's pretty impressive for the time frame. Mm-hmm. What these little known people that we know so little about were able to accomplish in the world, and their massive impression and footprint in the world.
Well, it's amazing, like the communication back then. It's like it probably take months or years to get like a letter to you, but they're able to do like this type of like innovation, like the Silk Road. Like, hey, there's a massive trade route, and there's a lot of language, a lot of science came out of it.
There's a lot of stuff came out of Silk.
The whole mirror was important, like mirror and glass, and that came out of the Silk Road.
Did it? I didn't know that.
Well, that helped. The Silk Road helped push that along because they had the trading of knowledge.
Right.
And like I was reading how interesting it's like how important to have glass and mirrors, and like what it did when it first was created.
Right.
Like you actually saw yourself for the first time.
Right.
Then there was like philosophers came out of it. Then there came science out of it. How Newton was actually see planets.
Right.
Using refracting mirrors and the actual lenses.
Yeah.
Oh God, can't remember it. But the lenses that you actually magnify the planets.
Yeah. So that's who I would invite to dinner. Fucking Genghis Khan.
Genghis Khan.
And hopefully he didn't kill me. Hopefully he wouldn't kill me.
It's like, no, just get pussy.
I fuck you too.
Where's that, Genghis? Where's the pussy?
Yeah, little dick out.
He's calling people. Where's the pussy?
Yeah, you gotta set up. They need a Mexican mule.
First eat, but pussy then.
Yeah.
Alright. When making a phone call, do you rehearse what you're going to say and why?
No, you know why? I don't call people.
Yeah.
I'm bad about communication with people. I'm gonna text you.
Uh-huh.
I'm gonna be honest with you. If I give you my phone number and you call me, chances are I'm not gonna pick up the phone.
Yeah.
It's not just my voice is a little misleading, so your people will listen to this and think I'm some like 5'6" fucking little guy. You know what I mean? But I'm far from it. I'm not the biggest guy, but I'm not as
You're a good guy. You're pretty good.
I'm as small as my voice sounds. You know what I mean? So I don't call people. I don't like talking on phones. It's awkward. I don't know. So yeah, I don't rehearse anything.
So
I just
okay, this is text.
have diarrhea of the mouth. It just goes, or the finger if I'm texting. Yeah, yeah. I have diarrhea of the finger if I'm texting. It just goes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. What would constitute a perfect day for you?
A perfect day?
Yeah.
God, just sleeping, man.
Really?
Just sleeping. Oh God, like if you gave me the opportunity, like, hey, I'm gonna send you to Las Vegas. I'm like, yeah, cool. Just make sure I can sleep all fucking day. You know, I don't care about all that other bullshit.
Put me in a nice bedroom over.
Yeah, dude, I'm not a good tourist. I don't want to see all the tourist shit. You know, I want to go on vacation and sleep. And that's all I want to do. You know, that's it. I don't want to do anything else.
Yeah. All right. Well, I told you these are kind of like funny questions, and I'll get more serious, but this is a funny one. When did you last sing to yourself and to someone else?
Oh God, this morning, man. I woke up this morning. There's a song called "Twilight Time" by the Platters.
I've never heard of them.
Yeah, it's like 50s music.
Okay.
I'm a fan of music, so I like different genres or whatever. But I swear to God, I woke up this morning, and the instant I rose my head up, I started singing this song. It's stuck in my head all day. It's been stuck in my head. It's still stuck in my head all day. But yeah, that was the last time I sung to myself. I was like, yeah.
Or what about to someone else?
Maybe last week. To my coconut, my daughter or whatever. You know? We jam out, man. We jam out. You know, I'm the worst dancer in the world. Admittedly, I can't dance. But yeah, me and my little coconut, we jam out. You know, we dance like no one's watching, and I sing to her. I don't sing to her like, you know, but we jam out anyways. Yeah, we just jam out. So maybe like last week. Yeah.
If you reached the age of 100 and had a choice to retain the mind of a 30-year-old or the body for the last 60 years of your life, which one would you want?
The body.
Why?
So I'm walking around with a heart on. Right?
I'm fucking to the end.
Dude, I'm gonna be Genghis Khan. I'm gonna stick my dick in everything. I got a century. I'm gonna fuck everything.
It's funny because like I look at old people or someone that's got the best confidence in the world.
Yeah.
Who don't give a shit anymore.
Dick out, fucking dick out. Balls feeling great. You know? Yeah.
I live this long. I deserve to do this.
Right. The mind I don't care about, but the body, I don't give. I just let the dick take care of things.
It's like as long as it still feels.
Yeah.
As long as the vagina still feels good.
I'm 30. You're talking about 30 years old? Yeah, that was good. I had a good sex drive at 30. I'll take a 30-year-old body.
We'll keep that.
Yeah, keep that. Yeah.
Do you have a secret hunch on the way you will die?
Oh man. Yeah. Like, it's so weird because my dad died of heart issues, and you know, being the ethnicity that I am, diabetes and heart issues and cancer just run rampant through our community. You know. So I've just realized, and I've come up to the realization I'll probably die of heart issues at a young age. My father was afflicted with a congestional heart failure when he was 52 years old. 52.
Oh, shit.
You know? So if the stars line up in a negative way with death and what, then yeah, that's probably the way I'm going to die. Just statistically, you know what I mean? Cancer, diabetes, or heart disease is Latino. So, yeah.
I think it's mainly because of diet too, because we eat a lot of pork and starchy food.
Otherwise, Darth Vader Darth Vader. Like he could force choke me, and I'd be fine with that. Yeah, I'll be the first Puerto Rican to die. Yeah, I'll be the first Puerto Rican to die from force choke.
Dude, I want to watch Rogue One tonight.
Oh yeah, it was good.
I saw that at theaters, and man, I thought that was a lot better than Force Awakens.
It's pretty good.
You don't think it's better?
Well, I'm a fan of the old Star Wars.
Yeah.
It's like none of the new ones
No,
add up to anything for me.
and the prequels, the only thing I liked about it is like you get to see how Darth Vader became Darth Vader.
But that's only for like 5 minutes when he
Yeah, but
fucks
it's like
everybody
last
up.
15,
you know?
20 minutes of the movie. They're like, okay,
Yeah.
that's it.
Yeah.
Then I like Ewan McGregor.
That's the
The
dead
actor.
one, is it? That's Heath Ledger's the dead one. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like him as an actor. He's actually a really good actor.
Yeah. And Gandalf was good in Star Wars too. I did say Gandalf, just so everybody out there.
He wasn't in Star Wars.
No, he wasn't, but I'm trying to piss off all the Lord of the Rings people.
I was really confused. What's his face? That actor was not in that movie. He was not in Star Wars.
Yeah. You need a hate mail for the Gandalf comment.
Yeah. Well, alright. Next question. If you could change anything about the way you were raised, what would it be?
Nothing, man. My parents were fucking studs, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah. My parents were they were fucking awesome. You know, they made do with what we had. We grew up poor. You know, my family came from Puerto Rico.
Yeah.
Didn't have anything, but we were still seeking that American dream, even though whether or not we accomplished it.
Mm-hmm.
It's besides the point. You know, my mother was able to go to school. My father was able to go to school and advance his career, as well as my mother. I had great parents. You know, my parents rarely fought, and if they did, it was behind closed doors.
Mm-hmm.
And if they did, it was a big issue.
Yeah.
Because they didn't fight. They just didn't fight. And again, that might be ignorance as a child. You know, maybe they fought more than what I realized.
That never showed to you guys.
Never.
Yeah.
Never. We've never seen that. You know, we grew up. There was 4 siblings. You know, we had each other as to play with. I don't think I'd change anything about the way I grew up. I grew up pretty sweet. I grew up like a pretty cool
pretty
kid.
fortunate that you had that.
Climbing trees and, you know, it was pretty cool. It was pretty cool. Yeah.
Yeah, you got lucky then.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. For sure. Especially nowadays.
If you wake up tomorrow and gain any power or ability, what will it be and why?
Invisibility.
Why?
I'm going everywhere with invisibility. Dude,
So, okay, let's go
do you really want to give me that kind of power?
We'll go to the Pentagon. We'll look up.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Spend all day looking at the secret files.
I'm going everywhere. I'm going everywhere. I'm touching everything. Nobody will ever know. Alright? You'll never know. I'm invisible. Alright? I might pants a couple people. Just to fucking...
That was funny shit. Like, you go to a meeting like some serious CEO. He's giving out a presentation. He's yelling at people. He just pants them.
Yeah. I'm doing that. It's invisibility. For sure.
That's pretty quick too.
Yeah. Well, these are things. I'm a dork, man. I've thought through these things already.
We want pants people.
Yeah, I just want to pants people.
Right. What if anything's too serious to be joked about?
Ooh. I think there's just a bad stigma of mental health.
Yeah. Yeah, there is.
I mean, I can take a joke just like anybody else. You know, I have a pretty good dark sense of humor.
Yeah.
So I can take a joke. But I'm glad this country within the last year we've become a little bit more serious about mental health. You know,
Yeah.
for the longest time, mental health was a stigma to people. You know, and people were scared to get help, or just to have resources available for them to get help. I think mental health should be taken seriously. You know, lives are at stake with mental health. Not only your life, but your family's life,
Yeah.
your kid's life. You know, all that affects not only you but the people around you as well. Should you not make jokes about it? No. Fucking take a joke, dude.
Mm-hmm.
It's a joke. But there's a rule in comedy of punching above your weight or below your weight.
Yeah.
I won't punch below my weight.
Yeah.
But there are some things, you can make light of. Just don't be, I don't know, don't be oversensitive, I guess. Everything's funny.
Yeah.
I think it's one of my downsides to me is I find the funny out of everything.
Yeah.
But yeah, mental health.
Well,
So, go fucking, Yeah.
it's fun because, like I said, I have depression issues, but I like it how some comedians actually make fun of that.
Yeah. Well, I mean, self-deprecation, is it's funny, and a lot of times, comedians, like Kiri. We'll see if we can get Kiri on here. Kiri's a comedian.
Kiri.
He trains jiu-jitsu. He's a black belt. I'll see if he can do.
Oh, wait a minute. Tall white guy with glasses.
Tall white guy with glasses. Yeah. That's a solid 75% of the population. But yeah, Kiri. Tall white guy with glasses. The Unabomber? Is how you describe it? But yeah, a lot of it, a lot of their comedy emulates real life. So it is stuff they feel, it is stuff they see, it is stuff they have experienced in life. And you just got to find the humor in it, because otherwise it'll eat you alive, So I always find the humor in things. I try not to stress out about anything. I've stressed out about too much in my life. Yeah.
Alright. If you could travel in time into the future or the past, which would it be and why?
Well, how the fuck am I gonna get Genghis Khan a dinner if I don't travel in time, right?
Oh, that'd be interesting. Like, does he come to this? Ooh, does he come to this time, or do you go back to his time?
I'm going back to his time. Because I want to inject my DNA into China as well. I want to have some other Asians out there.
Puerto Rico was never discovered. It was never discovered yet. But Puerto Rican DNA had China.
Yeah. I'll just fuck up the whole world. Yeah.
It's like, wait, how this happened? These people have never been discovered yet.
The lost civilization.
The lost civilization.
My bad. I dipped my Dunkin' into someone's donut. While I was time traveling.
Just go. When was the first time you fell in love and how did it happen?
Ooh, I won't answer that.
You want to answer?
No.
Okay.
We just went over the Rick and Morty love thing.
Rick. Yeah, like that. Ugh.
And it was awkward. I think the first time I got a boner was the first time I fell in love. So
that sounds like every guy.
It could have been anybody.
It feels like every guy has that. Like,
yeah. I got a boner. I was like, I love that chick. Yeah.
I don't know why, but I love you.
Yeah. I don't know what's going on with pets. I don't know. I was probably like a preteen or something, I guess, right? First time I fell in love. Whoever gave me my first boner, I love you. Just so you know.
Actually, I think that happened to me because my dad remarried.
Did you love your stepmom?
Hmm?
What?
No,
I was just.
I don't want to speak to my parents, but or speak to my dad and his stepwife. But like when I went to their wedding, this is back when I was I think freshman, sophomore year of high school, and my cousin brought over her hot friends, and she was 28 at the time. I was 15 or 16, and like one of them started dancing with me, and I got a massive boner. And my uncle took a picture.
Did she know it?
I'm not sure. She probably fucking felt it, but my uncle took a picture, and it's just like because she was like grinding on me, and I was 15 years old. And my uncle took a picture, and he at the time he didn't know. He didn't see it until we all went back to his house after the wedding, and
yeah.
There was he saw like a picture of like that massive boulder I had with his girl, and he starts making jokes about. I was like, "What the fuck, man?" And we couldn't tell the girl.
Alright. Fucking boner.
Fucking boner. Well, Next question. All right, would you answer this one? When did you first have your heart broken, and how long did it take for you to get over it?
I'll answer this, but there's like no real answer to it.
Yeah.
I was a career soldier, or what I thought. I don't really do well with emotions.
Yeah.
So heartbroken isn't a thing to me. Do you know what I mean?
Uh-huh.
It's not that a thing.
Do you feel at like a different capacity then?
I just won't feel it.
Okay.
Like I get it.
You understand what's going on. But...
Yeah, but otherwise I'm like, next. You know?
Yeah.
That's so. Like I said, we had the Rick and Morty. You know, this is a chemical reaction, right?
This is a chemical
Same thing.
That slowly fades.
I'm like, cool, I'll get over it. All right, you know. It's a detriment. It's a detriment, but it's also helped me cope with heartbreak too. You know, I've had my heart broken. Everybody's had their heart broken.
Yeah.
But yeah, as far as just being immensely heartbroken, I don't give a fuck, man. I don't. No.
Yeah, I wish I was like that.
Yeah.
Like, you got lucky because then, like, shit, doing heartbreak on the other end of it just fucking sucks.
Yeah, fuck that, dude.
This is the same thing as, like, your brain processes it as the same way as if you, like, break your bone or something. Break your arm or break your leg.
Really?
Yeah. It processes it.
Is there something wrong with me then? Because I'm like,
honestly, like, the fucking heartbreak I felt.
your boy's just
You got lucky.
Just a fucking savage.
No.
Savage.
You got lucky. That's like, man, I wish I didn't feel that when that
I'm
happened.
like, what? You slept with that dude? Fuck you, then.
Fuck you, I would have sleep with that girl.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't do heartbreak, man. I don't do heartbreak. Too much in life for that. Too much in life. Way too much. There's way too many women out there, or men, whatever's your vice, or whatever's your taste in life. There's way too many of that going on in the world for you to be hung up on some chick or some dude who didn't want you to begin with, you know?
Yeah.
Fucking carry on, dude. Fucking soldier up, move on to the next. That's it. I should open up a love line. Right? He's like, hey, Andrew, like, let me fucking pussy, dude. Soldier up, move on. And I'll charge you $8 for that. That's fucking call.
Come on, go to the club tonight and go say hi to someone.
That's it. That's what I'm about. Soldier up, carry on. That's it. Yeah.
Soldier
That's what we say on my headstone. That's what my headstone. Soldier up, carry on.
Genghis Khan.
Yeah. Genghis Khan.
Genghis Khan.
Dick all over the place.
He went back in time and spread his dick.
Yeah. Yeah.
And now we have a Puerto Ricans in China.
Yeah. He came, he saw, he dick down.
Genghis Khan.
Yeah.
Alright. When did you last cry in front of another person or by yourself?
Ooh, I'm not going to answer that,
You
man.
don't answer it?
No.
Oh, yeah, that's fine. Alright, this is a little fun one. What's the most embarrassing moment in your life? Like a funny embarrassment. Like, look back right now, it's like it was actually funny.
I don't know. I don't think I've had one. It's only just because of like my sense of humor and the way I'm as a person. Like shit just happens. It's not like an embarrassing moment, you know. I don't know. I can't think of anything off the top of the head. I can't think of anything off the top of the head.
No?
Embarrassing moment. No, I can't think of anything.
Okay. Yeah, that's pretty good then.
Yeah. I don't care, man. I'm like that.
Alright. What was the most terrifying moment in your life?
Oh God. There's a couple of stories.
Any of them you want to tell?
I think when Pop passed away, it was probably terrifying, you know, because he'd always been that male figure in our lives, you know. He'd always been that guide and that voice of reason in our lives growing up, you know.
Yeah.
My dad whether he faked it or not, was a very wise man. You know, in our eyes. You know,
Yeah.
man, knew fucking everything. You know. So when he passed away, it scared me a little bit. You know, because what was my mom gonna do, and who's gonna help raise my younger sister, and who am I gonna come to for advice? You know, my dad was my best friend. You know, he was a dad, like a, you know, Brady Bunch dad, suck a cock. You know, my dad was a fucking man. You know what I mean? So I think that uncertainty scared me a lot. Yeah, yeah. So my pop's passing, for sure. Yeah.
Yeah. Honestly, I think if my dad died, I might even go to a funeral.
Yeah, you want some closure, man.
And I think I already have closure. Like, man's a sociopath, and like I kind of made make peace with that.
I mean, yeah, if you made peace with it, then you know.
Yeah, like I kind of rely on him as a kid. No, as an adult, it's like I didn't need him.
Right.
So like, if he dies, he dies.
Right. If you die, you die.
He was like,
Drago.
It's like,
Hashtag
you die, you die.
Yeah. If it dies, it dies.
Holy shit!
Fuck yeah.
That's some deep shit. I feel
Fucking hardcore, dude.
he dies, he dies.
It just makes it hardcore when you say it in a Russian voice. That's all it is.
And the funny thing, he's Swedish.
Yeah. Your dad's Swedish?
No. Dolph Lundgren.
Oh, Dolph Lundgren?
Yeah,
Is he
yeah.
Swedish? Yeah. I don't know.
Actually, a smart guy too. Like, what I found out about him. Like, he got accepted to MIT, and
Dolph Lundgren?
yeah, he's a really smart.
Fucking.
Like for chemical engineering, he was in the military. I think he was special forces in Sweden.
No shit. Oh, no, it is Sweden.
Yeah.
Special forces in Sweden.
And
You got like 3,500 or 3,500,000 people that live in Sweden.
This is
Like,
so much
fucking special forces. You know, I could be special forces.
yeah. Oh, he turned out he's a legit guy. Like he's actually a legit accent guy. Like it's
Right,
like
right.
all the other ones are just actors. He's like actually has something in the background. Like he actually
Dolph Lundgren.
yeah. He's
Action
actually
figure.
like
Yeah.
he's actually you could
Is
actually.
he
do
still
this.
alive?
Yeah, he's still alive.
I'm doing a Deadpool for all the celebrities. I think they're dead. So
No, he's
there's a couple people that I think are dead. Screech is dead, right? Screech.
no, he's in jail.
Oh.
Yeah, he murdered someone. Screech killed the guy.
What?
Screech just killed the guy.
Are you serious?
Yeah, he's fucking. I think it's a manslaughter charge.
Really?
Yeah.
Screech killed a guy?
Yeah, like he got.
Huh.
I think if I remember the story, he got drunk at a bar and knifed a guy.
Whoa, dude. Screech. He knifed a guy.
You know,
That's crazy.
Screech killed a guy.
Screech killed a guy.
Nobody saw that one
Don't fuck with Dustin Diamond. He'll kill you. Yeah. Jesus.
What's the next question? Next question is, what are your deepest held beliefs?
Like deepest held beliefs?
Uh-huh.
Oh, man. I just don't think you should be a piece of shit. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, I think,
Like the woman from earlier at the
yeah, don't be a piece of shit. Yeah.
she told Coach Brunson, you better learn how to dodge bullets. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah. In a room full of martial artists.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, there's kids there too. Like, what the fuck are you talking about?
You know, I think just don't be a piece of shit, and you should be good in life. I believe in karma.
Yeah.
I think if you're a bad person, bad things will happen to you. I think if you're a good person, good things will happen to you.
Yeah.
I mean, as far as beliefs go, just don't be a piece of shit, man. You know, and life will be good for you. I don't need. I'm not an overtly religious person, so I don't think I need religion to guide me in my morality as a person.
Yeah.
I think it's just if you're just not a piece of shit, which is a broad statement, you know, you should be good in life, man. You should be good in life, you know. Just treat others how you would want to be treated.
Mm-hmm.
Don't kill people, I guess. You know?
Yeah.
That's a thing.
It's like, hey,
Screech.
do you really have to kill this person?
Yeah.
Like, what's really that?
Do you really need to kill him?
You could just like, you guys move away from each other. Like, oh,
Right.
we'll forget about him in like a couple of days.
So yeah, as far as beliefs go, yeah, that's it, man. Just don't be a piece of shit, dude. You know, be a good person, and you'll die happy. You know, if you don't, you'll probably just die miserable. You know,
Yeah,
people
sure.
shit on you, you shit on people, and it's probably the way your life's gonna end.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. Have you ever had a spiritual or profound experience?
Sober or not sober?
Like, well, you can go with your story. Which one you feel comfortable with?
Either way, the answer is no.
You really?
Yeah, I've never had a spiritual experience.
I
I don't know.
I had one like on magic mushrooms and DMT. Well, separate occasions. But I had to take both of them at the same time.
Just like fucking raging and all fucking.
It's like, oh, let's take all the most powerful psychedelics. Let's see what happens.
Yeah, fucking hallucinogenic overload, tasting colors and shit.
No, magic mushrooms is actually better. Like, I tried LSD once and that really messed me up, and
Oh.
that's oof. But and all this happened after I was a cop. So it's not like, oh, I was doing it when I was a cop. Like, no, this happened like 2 years after I quit. Like, okay,
Cops are the new Catholic schoolgirls.
yeah. It's like, you can't do it anymore.
Right. You're like, what? I'm off with you. Busting out rails, fucking shooting at brawn all over your place. Like, sticking in my chest.
Well, no, like, the magic mushrooms have like some really deep thoughts. Like, it made me look through some certain parts of my life in like a better way. What time is it? Oh, it's 10:59.
Yeah.
Alright, we're gonna keep going with these questions. Is there something you dreamed of doing for a long time, and why haven't you done it?
I want to have sex in outer space and zero gravity. And I haven't done it yet because I'm not an astronaut, nor do I have a rocket.
Or we have a couple of $100,000.
Oh, that's right, SpaceX. If you guys want to film somebody busting a nut in outer space, I'm probably your guy. Not because of the volume of said semen, but because it has been my dream, and I've been preparing to bust a nut in zero gravity.
Zero. The fuck? I
wasn't expecting that.
was thinking about like normal shit. No,
Selfish dream.
yeah. Bust a nut in zero G. When we take the SpaceX, then you have like 20 30 seconds of being weightless.
Well, as long as, and I for sure have to wear a rubber suit because I want my own semen splashing in my face while I'm diving down.
This is with a normal jumpsuit, like the way you just draw away.
Right. And goggles and a face mask. I don't give myself a facial in zero G. That would ruin my
Yeah,
life.
you don't give a shit about her. Like,
Oh, it hit me in my eye. That would ruin.
like, you crash because that kid's caught in the pound top. Like, what the fuck?
Right. So there are complications to it.
Just keep the door closed.
But yeah. Maybe have sex in outer space.
Yeah. If money wasn't a concern and others' opinions of you didn't matter, what would you want to do? And what would you be your wildest dream from that?
If money wasn't an issue, and people's opinions didn't matter to me,
Yeah. And then just let you know we got like 5 more questions and that's it.
I would have to. I don't know, because I think deep down inside I'm a philanthropist.
Uh-huh.
You know, so I definitely want to help people.
Yeah.
And whether they're other people's opinions, I don't care. I don't care anyways.
Mm-hmm.
But if money wasn't a concern, then any type of philanthropy work, whether it's raising up education or health issues in third world countries, you know, stuff like that, man. Stuff like that. I think if I had the expendable money, even now, if I had money that was expendable, I would definitely probably help the less fortunate or people that actually need it.
Yeah.
For sure. For sure.
Sure. All right. What is your biggest regret, and how would you want to change that?
I don't have regrets.
Yeah.
Nope. Sorry. Sorry. I woke up this morning, I put two different colored socks on, and I went to work.
Like,
And guess what? Didn't even think about it.
It's comfortable.
And I wore shorts. How about that? Who gives a fuck?
It's like it's like,
I don't have regrets.
this is a style now.
No, I'm not YOLOing. YOLO's for fucking dipshits and sleuths, alright? I'm just not, I don't regret decisions. But I just don't regret decisions.
Mm-hmm.
I don't. You play shit by ear, I live like Baloo from the fucking Jungle Book. Yeah, I just don't give a fuck. Who cares?
Yeah, I just want my honey.
Covered in fleas, who cares?
I just want some honey. That's all I want.
Yeah, that's it. I want honey in my man cub. That's it.
Fucking Baloo.
Yeah.
Okay. What is your most treasured memory?
Ooh, I'm not going to answer that.
Okay.
I'm not going to answer that.
Can you give us a hint?
The last moment I spent with my sister
Aw.
before she passed away. So I was with her like 5 minutes before she passed away. So she had me over for rice-a-roni. Or not rice-a-roni. What's that bullshit with the noodles? Either way, that's what I had.
Yeah.
But she invited me to stay over her house that night. That's always a treasured memory. I mean, and whether it's treasured good or bad, because I didn't stay, and I missed her last seconds, and you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that is like my last treasured memory was my being with my sister a couple of minutes before she passed away. Yeah.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
What did she pass away from?
A brain aneurysm?
Oh, man.
Yeah. It was sad. She was young. She was like 22, 23 years old. Yep. She left me a beautiful niece. Graduating from high school. Super proud of her.
Oh.
She's gorgeous. A little too gorgeous for my liking.
It's like, tone it down. Tone it down.
Why don't you get ugly?
It's like,
Yeah?
wear a mask.
Fuck, man. Come on. Have some compassion for us, guys. What are you walking around? I don't want you having a boyfriend. She looks too much like my sister. Kills me. But yeah, that was my last treasured memory for sure.
What roles does love and affection play in your life? Now, after that, we have 2 more questions, and that's it.
What is
What
love?
roles does love and affection play in your life?
I'll pass.
Yes?
Yeah, I don't do good with emotion and shit like
Okay.
that.
If you knew you were going to die in 1 year, what would you change? Would you change anything about the way you're living? If so, why?
I think I would do a lot more dangerous shit if I knew I was going to die in a year.
Oh, actually, that makes sense. Like,
sure.
oh well, it's good to know plane.
I mean, who cares, right? I'm going to die anyways. So yeah, for sure. I changed how safe I was now.
It's like, I know exactly where I'm gonna die. Fuck it, let's go do some dangerous shit.
Yeah, for sure. I might break a crime or two. Just while I'm going to rob a bank to see what it feels like,
Oh, that'd be amazing.
Like, who cares? I'm
like,
fine.
When I was a cop, like, me and my friends actually had those conversations, like,
Yeah.
if we want to rob a bank, how would you do it?
Oh yeah, I've got a couple friends here in Jacksonville. That's a non-admission. I have a couple friends here in Jacksonville that can help me. That are former servicemen for sure.
It's like Ocean's 11 of Jacksonville.
Yeah, definitely.
Alright, this is the last question. What is the worst thing you have ever done, and what's the best thing you have ever done in your life?
Dude, the worst thing I ever done was fucking prom night. We were having a safety meeting for school. You know, that whole drinking and driving.
Oh, okay.
And I'm sorry, I'm an adult now, and I apologize to whoever I
You
did.
can't do anything.
But we had that one girl that stood up and asked a question when everybody was ready to go, and I threw a red Fruitopia at her. Worst thing I ever done. We're all ready to go, dude. We're all ready to go, so I chucked the Fruitopia at her. So if you're listening to this and it was you, I apologize. And I apologize. Yeah, I apologize for throwing the Fruitopia, not for getting you to shut up.
Everyone wanted to leave. Like, shut the fuck up, shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up!
Yeah. Best thing I've ever done. Man, have kids, become a father, you know?
Yeah.
Oh, dude, I love kids, man.
I love kids too, but
I love kids. They're so awesome. They're awesome. They're not awesome in a Michael Jackson way. They're awesome in a
paternal way.
Yeah. I think becoming a father, you know, having another being look up to you, you know, and have you show them the way. You know, when you're like a 2-year-old and he's like, "Hey, what's this?" You know, and I'm like, "Oh, well, this is just a car." And he's like amazed. He's like, "Oh, it's a big truck," you know. And I open up his world to that. That kind of shit gets me, man. That kind of shit gets me. So I think being a father is the second most satisfying thing in this world, you know. And the first, sex.
Obviously. Listen, it was fun making you.
Yeah. That was the whole. I love you, but I love making you more than I love you.
Yeah, there's more of a good process behind it. Exactly. You'll understand one day.
Yeah, you'll get it.
Like, oh, Dad, you're right.
Yeah.
I see those kids like, well, I want to have kids.
Yeah, man.
I told myself, like, I'm like 36, by 37. When I'm married, like, I'll adopt a kid.
There you go. You need to pull a Brangelina.
No, like, nah, man. There's so many kids here in America that needs to get fucking adopted.
No, yeah, man. It's always crazy when somebody looks overseas for something. Or
yeah, it's kind of like I feel like you're doing it as a pet. Like, if you're doing that, think about it. Like,
that's how I keep my midgets. my pet midget.
I want Filipino midgets out.
You're gonna get hate mail for that Filipino midget joke, dude. Who gives a fuck?
No, like, I want a Filipino. No, that's how I feel like. Like, we watch these celebrities and some of these people, like, I adopted this white, like, the WASP couples. Like, I just adopted this kid from China. Like, man, there's some fucking black kids here and you get adopted.
Yeah, for sure.
Some freaking Hispanic kids, some black kids.
Yeah. It always starts at home. You gotta help out your fellow man.
Yeah.
You know.
All right. Well, I'm gonna end it now because it's 11:10 and you want to go out.
I love you, people, for listening to me. Shout out to Big Baby Jesus #2. Oh, dirty bastard.
Well, I think it was Big Baby Jesus.
He's dead, so I'm Big Baby Jesus #1.
Yeah.
Shout out to all my boys and Smileys. I don't know. This awkward shout out thing.
I never told you to do it. You just did it.
It wasn't in the schedule.
No, like, I told you, like, hey, you want to go out? He was like, okay, let's start doing a shout. I was like, all right, if you want to do it, let's do it.
Big ups to Suge Knight. OJ's free.
Yeah,
he's on parole.
He was on parole.
The juice is loose.
The juice is... You still haven't proved he killed his wife.
Right. Linkin Park dude is dead. Is there anybody that I dislike?
I don't know. Did he?
Go fuck yourself, Diddy. That's it from my end. I don't know. Do you tell people good night or?
Oh, it's
how do you sign off?
It's my third episode, so.
I'm gonna be your cheesy music guy if you want.
Nah, no cheesy music. Nah.
Okay.
Let's keep it more not professional.
Paul Abdul.
No, it was cut off. Thank you for
Thank you for the interview.
Thank you for showing us a different part of you. And
It wasn't my dick. That's the best part.
and thank you for the marijuana.
Yeah.
It was nice because like it wasn't too strong.
I smoked with a cop, folks.
Ex-cop.
I broke the law.
Oh, well.
And the law didn't win this time.
I'm pretty sure a lot of freaking active duty cops right now smoking pot. I'm pretty
Stop it. It's blasphemous. Stop
No,
it.
it's not bad. Well, I'm pretty sure there's a lot, especially the ones where it's legal in the state. They're like, all right, we could get away with it to a certain point.
That's true. That's true.
Hope-
Anywho,
Anyway,
thanks, guys. Thank you, Frank.
thank you. All right, and where's the done button? And we're done.
Very fun podcast. That was actually recorded a couple months ago. I procrastinated with doing these podcasts, so I am doing all the intros and outros in one night and publishing them all at once. But I want to thank you again. Thank you, Mr. Andres Ortiz. And thank you for Moscow Mules. God bless them. And thanks for Pot. Alright, you guys have a good night.